All right, you guys, next story up. Fani Willis, child. Politics. I'm just going to get through this part, y'all. So Fani Willis had to go on and admit that she was in a relationship with Nathan Wade. That is the special prosecutor that she hired. You know, the DA. She is the DA for Fulton County here in Atlanta. And the DA is allowed to hire, you know, they're granted money to allow a team when it's something this big. It's 19 people that they're trying. That's not a normal amount of folks, you know, so they need extra help. So there was money allocated for them to hire other people. So she's able to hire who she wants. I think they said she's hired like 9 or 10 people. Nathan Wade is one of the men that she hired. And she explains that before she hired him, they weren't in a relationship, and they weren't in a relationship at all until he was hired and already working on the case. I guess the proximity of them being around each other all the time made some sparks fly. Me just being regular Roxanne is like, well, I mean, this lady should be able to have a relationship if she wants to. She's divorced. He is going through a divorce, which is not a good look if you're kind of one of those people that feels like even though you're separated, you're still married. You know, that's not going to look good to them type of people that look at that. So, yeah, she was seeing the guy after the fact. And yeah, I understand where that shouldn't have anything to do with this case, but the reality is, you guys, that it is going to make her look away in this case. Do I think that is going to change the outcome of the case? No, I don't think that. But anytime that you introduce like all of these other variables into something that's already very salacious and scandalous and all, like, you have to really do everything straight by the book. I'm just like, Fani, girl, you know what it's gonna look like. Why couldn't we just try to handle that, just curtail that until after this case is over? Okay, I know the loins get hot and, you know, motherfuckers get to looking good. You've been around each other so much and all this, and you might have an emotional, you lean on them and all of that. And so the bond is real tight and all that. But it's just sort of like, girl, this is a case. You are a black woman who is trying the former president of the United States. He was y'all's, not mine. But and as much as everybody wanted this to be the case that really kind of like is his downfall, like we didn't need this kind of shit. We just didn't need it. And of course, Trump's lawyer, you know, them introducing this. I mean, I'm aggravated, but I mean, you got to understand that we fighting for WISAP and whether or not he gonna be able to run for president and shit. Again, you know, he might end up in jail. So yeah, they gonna pull up all kind of stuff. Whatever they can. They looking, they watching. So who's just like, Fani, I know you know this, girl. I know you know this. So that's why it's disappointing. And of course, now people are like, she's a liar. How can you trust somebody, you know, that is trying somebody, but she lies about what she says that she will and won't do? Because there's even a commercial that she did back when she was running for the DA. And she said that she has you know, she's not going to sleep with her employees, okay? Because she was making a comparison to WISAP. And, yeah, that didn't age well, you know? And it's just sort of like, okay, Fani, even you know that you shouldn't be sleeping with your employees. So how do you expect people to be able to defend you, you know? But like I said, no, it shouldn't have anything to do with the case. It really shouldn't. But shouldn't and what it is two different things. Okay, we know that the facts of the case is still the facts of the case. But I'm just like, that's all we need. Now they trying to get her removed and possibly put somebody that's more sympathetic to WISAP in there. Okay, because Chris Carr is the Republican who would actually be the person that picks the next DA that would take her place if that's the case. I don't think they're going to take her off the case, but why even give him a chance? Why even give him a reason? That's the thing, Fani. I understand, girl. Sometimes it get hard. We just need us a fine man to hold on to and everything. But I was just like, this case, we cannot afford nothing. No problems, y'all. So, yeah. Anyway, I got to get off. I think I got 10 more minutes. But I just saw an email from my supervisor come across this damn file. I'm telling y'all, I got to retire, y'all. Anyway, that's that on that. YSAP, this nigga was trying to tell the people that he ought to be able to do whatever the hell he want to do because he was the president. And in order to protect this country and run the country the way that he needs to, he needs full and all-encompassing immunity. So I'm just like, nigga, when you say shit like that, that means that you feel like you should be able to walk up to somebody and just shoot them in the head, and then you can say, oh, I could do that because I was the president. No. We is not doing that. And I was looking at that to see if they was going to grant him full immunity. I didn't think that they were. But shit be so crazy these days that you got to really be watching to make sure that they wasn't. Okay? Because it was just like, no, you don't. But you know, he thinks like that because remember when he was like, oh, you know, I could go and stand in the middle of the street and shoot somebody and they wouldn't even say. That's the way the man thinks. He wants to be able to do that. And guess what? If that man does make it back into that office, he gonna go after all the people that done pissed him off. He is in a very he's resentful and he is pissed. And he wants to get all the people that he feels has wronged him. And so it's going to be tough. If y'all fuck around and let that man get into office, he going to be going after people and he going to be settling personal debts and problems that he didn't have with people. It is coming. So I'm just like, I don't even know what else to say. Trump is crazy. And y'all about to have a madman that's going to be the GOP sponsored representative, you know, for the seat and all of that. And it's gonna be a mess. I can't tell y'all nothing else. I feel like when I talk to y'all, how I feel when I be telling the kids the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and motherfuckers don't listen. Like, that's how I feel when I be talking on these videos now. Like, yeah, you know, I be seeing some of y'all comments in these blogs and stuff, and y'all be like, you know, some of y'all ain't feeling Biden. That's fine. But y'all, like, the choice is going to end up being Biden and YSAP. So what you going to do? Okay? Nigga, let's get with the lesser of two evils. Don't come up to me with this, oh, you know, Biden, you can't just vote for people just because, you know, and he ain't doing. Listen, nigga, the bottom line is there's two people fucking running. Okay? Just choose out of them two, the better of the two of them, and let that be that. Okay, YSAP just a few minutes younger than Biden. Okay, and even though Biden he a little rickety when he walk and everything, look like we might need to get him a cane. They don't want to give him one because, you know, you can't have the president of the United States walking around with a cane and everything. But that mind is still there. He knows how he can run the state. I mean, he can run the country just as well as anybody else that's his fucking age. Okay. And that's what the choice is. So what you gonna do, y'all? So that's why I'm just like, I'm over it because I'm tired of seeing people talking about it. And it's just like, okay, I mean, in a perfect world, yes, maybe they would have somebody that was closer to 50 and younger and all of that. I put my glasses on, y'all, my readers. I didn't put them on in the video because they make my eyes look so big because they're magnified. And y'all, I lost a lot of weight when the whole little drug rape thing happened. I don't know if you guys could tell, but my nose, it looks so big. It just feels like it's still growing. Every time I put these glasses on, I'll be like, whoa, girl, that nose, child. But these glasses don't fuck around and make me have a damn complex or something. But yeah, y'all. Anyway, I got totally off topic, huh? What was I saying? Yeah, YSAP and all that. I'm tired. I'm just telling y'all need to vote. Young people, y'all need to vote. Okay, but I'm gonna let it go. I gotta get back in the office, and I'm gonna do the second half when I get off. But these people ain't playing today, so I can't stretch the lunch break on the first week back, y'all. So let me get on off of here. You know, I'll see you guys in part 2. All right, you guys, next story up. I know I look different. It's the next day, you guys. Once I got home from work, I was just tired and I was losing sunlight, and it's just been an adjustment trying to, you know, incorporate going actually to the office back into my life. And so when I got home last night, I was just like, I'm gonna just have to catch them in the morning. So it's Friday morning now. You guys are watching the part 1 of this right now, and I am going to get this done and up to you guys. Okay, so I look a little different, but we gonna still finish it up, y'all. Next story up. We finally got the news that James Wright Chanel decided to press charges against Chrisean Rock for the incident at Tamar's 10th anniversary Love and War tour. Remember that whole big kerfluffle that they had? And nobody was even sure if it even exists. I mean, if it really happened. I mean, I thought that it happened, but we never got any video footage and everything. It was just kind of word of mouth. And the further that we got away from the actual happening, it just seemed like they never were going to press charges. Maybe he wasn't going to originally press charges, and then everything, as time went on and people still had a whole lot to say, maybe that's why he decided to press charges. I don't know. But it seems like if you were assaulted, that would have been something that you did immediately, but he didn't. So alas, here we are now some months later, and yes, James Wright Chanel has decided to press charges. So you guys remember the whole story. She went to the concert. She was invited personally by Tamar. She thought that she was going to be performing. Tamar supposedly wanted her to be in a twerk-off contest. And that's where the confusion came, and Chrisean was upset about it, and I believe that she had probably been drinking or whatever. And that's when they had that confrontation. That's when she hit James Wright Chanel. So yeah, they have decided to press charges, and we'll see what happens with that. I wasn't going to talk much about Chrisean Rock because it's, you know, I just have vowed that I wasn't going to speak on that girl. I think that she has so many issues. And now that she has this tattoo of Blueface on her face, I believe that child needs so much counseling. She needs so much therapy. And it's just, I don't know what else to say about her. It's just, when I saw that tattoo, I was like, that girl is completely far gone. And where are all the people that was saying once she had a baby that would change her? If anything, the fact that that boy went to jail has completely pushed her over the edge. And you walking around doing stuff like that, pretty girl, and just completely ruined her face. Now, I know it's something that she can eventually get removed if she needs to, but why would you even put your face through that? And I still don't think that once you get your tattoos removed, I don't know if the skin is immediately the same as it used to be. I'm sure it probably has to go through some changes to get back to, if it is even possible to get back to the way that your skin surface used to be, you know, before you interrupted it with all those millions of needles and ink pressed into your skin. So I don't know, you guys. It's beyond just saying I just don't pay attention. It's like that girl, child, I don't even know what's gonna happen. She's not going to be able to keep a hold of that baby, though. As she continues to spiral, they are eventually going to remove that child. And I hate that, because, you know, mother wants their kid. I'm sure she loves her kid. She just can't. It's just so much chaos and confusion and mess over there. So I feel sorry, you know, for the kid. That's the only person that I feel sorry for. And I just hope that Chrisean can do something. But honey, that tattoo was when I realized that it really is a whole lot worse than I even knew. You know, some of the stuff you kind of feel like they put on for social media, but no, she's not putting on. This is her life, and it's just a mess. So I hope she can get over that hump, but I can't. That and all that is just too much for me. Okay. Y'all know I'm in my peace era. I can't be dealing with all that type of chaos. So, but we'll see what happens with that. I know that James Wright Chanel still works for Tamar. With the other guy, the LaTroy Davis, I think that was the one who blasted the whole story right when it happened. I don't think him and Tamar are good anymore. I think that he said that Tamar stole some of his footage and all of this and all of that. And so that relationship went sour. I don't know what's going on over there. But anyway, that's the story. James Wright Chanel, he is suing Chrisean Rock. Next story up, you guys. Many of you guys asked me to talk about the new Wendy Williams documentary that was going to be on Lifetime, and I thought the documentary had already aired. I was searching and looking, and then I found out that it doesn't air until the 23rd and the 24th. So it's a 2-night documentary, 2-part documentary about Wendy Williams and where is she now? What's happening in her life now? So you guys, we've been seeing Wendy Williams out on the streets and living her life for the past couple of years. And we knew that there was a camera crew that was with her. I thought that they were shopping around like maybe a reality show or something for her, and I thought that was a bad idea. Okay, turns out that that's not what they were doing. Turns out that they were following her because they're creating this documentary. Wendy Williams has agreed to let Lifetime come in and see how her life is now that she's not on her wildly successful talk show any longer. Okay, so they followed her for 2 years. When you watch the trailer, because that's, you know, just pretty much what you see now, it just paints an alarming picture, you know, because I mean, it was all the stuff I think that we can imagine, but probably now that we see it like put on screen for us, then, you know, I think that that's going to be like the shocker. And maybe she's hoping that it's the eye opener for people to know that, you know, she's over here trying to live her life, and there's so many things and obstacles that are in the way that are keeping her from being able to even just do something as simple as get to her hard-earned money. Okay, you know, she still doesn't have control over her finances. It's been appointed to somebody else. I think also in the trailer there's a part where her sister is talking about how she's upset that Wendy Williams's team or Wendy doesn't trust her enough to handle her finances. She's like, I'm her sister. Of course she has her best interest at heart. I didn't even know Wendy Williams had a sister. I thought she only had brothers, but that's what they said in this article. But the trailer is also very sad because there's that one point where you can see somebody off camera, I guess it's a producer, that's asking Wendy, has she been to the neurologist? And she was like, why? So they can tell me that I'm crazy, you know? So I don't know what's going on over there. I think that we are probably going to see in that documentary, you know, the fact that, yeah, Wendy Williams definitely has issues health-wise, both mentally and physically. And 2, I guess it'll probably show that, you know, she still does want to be able to control her own life, okay? That she is still trying to fight to get back better. And, I'm hoping that that's what it shows, because I think that it's a travesty that, you know, she's not able to, I mean, even if she does have mental issues, like, people still need to be able, you should still be able to access, I mean, we all got some form of, not everybody, I'm not putting it on everybody, but you know, everybody has some kind of struggles that they dealing with. And, but that don't mean that you're supposed to take my money, you know? So, but I also know that if it's is a situation where she shouldn't really have access to so much money because of her addiction issues, I mean, I understand that too. I just don't know. I don't know where the middle ground is in there, but I think that it's awful that this woman is just living like she's a grown child, basically. It's like a child star who made all this money, but then the parents keep all the money. Like, I kind of feel like that's what's going on with Wendy, but Wendy is grown, but again, she can't even, that is a problem. That's a problem for me. And then just in general, in the trailer, she just doesn't look okay. But we knew that already, because when we would see her on the streets, she was, you know, for instance, I remember seeing a video when she walked up to the wrong car and she was trying to get in the car, and then there were people behind her that was trying to, you know, talk to her, and you could tell she was trying to get away from them because she knew she wasn't like really okay to be presenting herself to like fans and stuff, but she eventually had to turn around and take a picture. But it was just like, I was just like, oh gosh, I don't know. But who knows who Wendy can trust? That's the problem. The only person that I think that I probably would say I could trust around Wendy is her son. But her son is younger. He doesn't have a business mind. He doesn't know, you know, he's 22, 23, somewhere in there. Like, he doesn't, he a multi-million-dollar, like a whole big, like all her finances, he could never do all that, you know? So it's just too bad. But yeah, the documentary has not aired yet. So for all you guys that kept asking me to talk about it, I was just like, okay, where's the damn documentary? It hasn't aired. It will be airing on Lifetime February 23rd and 24th. Will you be watching? You guys, next story up, KeithLee. So you guys know that KeithLee, who is the food critic, wildly popular. I did not know who he was until he came here to Atlanta, and that was a whole big fiasco. Okay, but anyway, he is still on his cross-country tour, him and his family, and he is just going to, people are inviting him to different cities to come and you know, visit their restaurants. Usually when he goes, that is great publicity for the restaurant, even if it's bad publicity. I think that even his presence is just the fact that he was there. You know, people want him to come there. He helps their business. So he was in Texas. He was down there in Dallas, and he was asked to go and visit this place called Sweetly Seasoned. It's a food truck, and apparently the person who had asked him to go there had said that, you know, they had just moved to Dallas from Milwaukee, and they are having a hard time marketing their food truck, and, you know, they just want to possibly have more people come through and all, and maybe he could come and critique the place. So he decided to go there, and he said when he went there, it was just like, okay, it's a whole lot going on here. It was in a parking lot where they were cutting hair and doing braids, and you know, the food truck was there and all. So when KeithLee got there, he was like, oh shit, it's like a party here. It's like, I thought I was coming to eat, you know, I can get my hair cut and braided, you know, my girl can get her hair braided or whatever. So, but he did go to the restaurant, to the truck, and then because all this was going on, he felt led to leave a $4,000 tip. He ordered his food and he was leaving a $4,000 tip, and he told them that he wanted to give $1,000 to the hair braider, $1,000 to the barber, you know, and he would provide free haircuts out there in the parking lot. And then the other $2,000 was for the employees of the food truck, and they can divvy it up however way that they wanted. But he had specified that he wanted the barber and the hair braider to get $1,000 each. Well, you already know where this is going, right? Okay, so, but he gave everything to the food truck owner. So the food truck owner had decided that they didn't want to divvy out the money. Apparently the braider told the food truck owner that you can keep my $1,000. Okay. I don't know how easily they just was like, you can keep it. I don't know if it was a fight or what, or she just knew the food truck owner be tripping anyway, and she didn't even want to bother with it or whatever, but she told him to keep the $1,000. So really what was just up was the $1,000 for the barber. Okay. So the barber wanted their money, and the owner of the food truck wouldn't give it to him. He figured that they wouldn't give the barber the money because the barber wasn't coming back the next day to do the free haircuts. Okay, so why they giving them the money? But KeithLee, that money was specified for them. So anyway, it's this whole big it was this whole big thing, and the owner was saying that they wasn't giving no money, and that barber was making noise, obviously, and people started to find out about it, and it was not a good look for Sweetly Seasoned. because at the end of the day, everybody is working out here. So damn it, can we have our fucking money, you know? And so they finally did decide that they were wrong, on the wrong side of this. And so on their Facebook page, they did apologize. They said that, you know, there was a misunderstanding, that they were wrong in this, and that, you know, all the money had been properly dispersed. Okay, so leave them the fuck alone. Okay, because I'm sure that people were coming after the owners and just wondering why you guys trying to keep these people's $1,000. Okay, so I don't know if the braider, but I was just like, she shouldn't have to have given up her $1,000 even if she didn't need it. Hell, who don't need 1,000 even if you don't need it? You know, 1,000 is always needed. Keith Lee is still on his tour. I thought that he was halting the tour because there were some safety issues that they were having. So I didn't even realize that he was still on the tour, but apparently he is. And yeah, so I guess you can reach out to Keith Lee if you feel like your restaurant is up to snuff. You know, maybe he can come out and check your place out too. All right, you guys, next story up. So Snoop Dogg and Master P, you guys know that they have a cereal together. You know that Master P, in his quest to secure his legendary status, not only is he doing music, but he also has food items and things like that. And even though he has like noodles and some sort of like hot breakfast, some like oatmeal or cream of wheat, and he has syrup, and he has the wrap snacks. He has a lot of different like food items. I never see any of his food items in the store. The only thing that I see is his wrap snacks, which are actually very good. Okay, his chips, they are good. All right, and they sell those at Walmart. They're always up there at the front. But other than that, I never have seen any of his food in the stores. He even has ice cream, but I've never seen it. And then we found out that Snoop had this cereal called Snoop Loops or Snoopy Loops. It was either Snoopy Loops or Snoop Loops. And he was trying to market his cereal, but then Kellogg's came after him and said, you know, that there was some brand issues. Fruit Loops, Snoop Loops, no. Okay, so he ended up getting stopped up on that, and he couldn't put the cereal out with that name anyway. So then he ended up hooking up with Master P, and Master P and him went and got a deal with Post. What's the name? What's the official name of this? Y'all ain't got my readers on, so I can't really see. And then the print is so fucking small on here. Like, what the hell is I saying? Post Consumer Brands. So Post Consumer Brands, you know, Post, they have like Raisin Bran and all of them, right? Okay, so they hooked up with Post, and Post said that they were going to work with them to get their cereal out there. Fine. Well, I just told you, you don't see their damn cereal in the store. Turns out that Snoop and Master P believe that Walmart is not putting their product out on the floors. Okay, they're telling people that the product is selling out and that they don't have any more and all of that. Yet and still, they believe that they are hiding the product in the stock rooms and not putting it out because Post Cereal, the company, even though they're saying that they want to help Master P and Snoop, that they really believe that they are trying to keep their product from even being put out. So I'm not sure if they're trying to say that Post and Walmart are working together in conjunction and not promoting the cereal, but it's sort of like a backhanded way for Post to act like they're helping Snoop and Master P when they really aren't. They're not pushing the cereal, and they actually said that they were diabolical in destroying really the cereal by just not even letting anybody get to it. Like, they're holding it, gatekeeping it, basically. They feel that also Snoop's image, they feel like maybe Post might believe that his image tarnishes their name. It was just like, well, what made you decide to get into business with Master P and Snoop in the first place, Post? you guys already knew who they were. They were completely established by the time they came up with this serial. So it's just like you guys decided to work with them, but underhandedly thought that, okay, we are not going to promote them. We are going to make sure that this serial never sees the light of day. Okay, so yeah, they are suing them, and we'll see what happens with that there. Snoop's name has been in the news a little bit more because of Suge. You guys, Suge Knight, you guys know he has a podcast. Actually, it's actually a pretty good idea. The way that they do the podcast, because he's in jail, obviously he's not able to do a video of a podcast, so they have like an animation of him in jail as if he's speaking at a podcast, but he's in jail and he's just talking about whatever he's talking about. And so recently he posted, or had his team post on social media, a picture of Snoop's wife in Hawaii with who is rumored to be her boyfriend. And he said that, you know, something along the lines of Snoop is so worried about, you know, what's going on over here. You need to be worried about his wife and her boyfriend in Hawaii. Okay. So it's always been like it's been one of those rumors that have been out for years and years, that even though Snoop and his wife are together and they live in the same compound and all of that, they say that they don't live in the same house. Like, she has the main house, he has like his man lair, man's cave in another location, but on their same property, and that they have an arrangement and that they're never going to break up. It's kind of along the lines of the Will and the Jada. Is sort of the same story for Snoop and his wife, but it's not as widely known. But that has been a rumor for many years, that, you know, Snoop and his wife have some sort of understanding. So I don't know if that was even a surprise to Snoop that his wife was out there. And then of course the picture, we don't know, she's not like hanging on him or kissing him or anything, so we don't even know if that is really truly her boyfriend, and that, you know, that's what that picture even meant. That was just something that Suge had put out there. But yeah, so there's that. But, you know, Snoop and his wife have already made it clear that they gonna be together. That is his wife. They have a family, okay? But maybe they do have some allowances between the two of them. And I mean, if they both okay with it, then what the hell we worried about it for? So, but yeah, that's what's going on there, you guys. Y'all still, they trying to get the Snoop loops to you. They not called Snoop loops no more, though. I forgot what the new name is. But they trying to get them to y'all. Y'all just hold on. Okay, Post and Walmart, they tripping. All right, you guys, and then lastly, so we kind of talked about this already in the Real Housewives of Potomac video, but Kandi already made the announcement that she is not going to be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So now it's the big scramble to try to figure out who is all going to be going back to the show, where they're going to be headed with this. It's always, I mean, this is a discussion every year, but it's ramped up now, because now that Kandi, who was the longest standing housewife on the show, now that she's gone, is just sort of like kind of throws the balance of the whole show off. First of all, Kenya and Kandi was a team. Now that Kandi is gone, Kenya, I know Kenya can handle it on her own. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just sort of like when you have a show and like I hope they give her, like she said, she needs something that she's gonna be able to work with. Okay, we saw last season that Kenya even got frustrated with, you know, the storylines and what was presented in front of her, and she just kind of just was like the whole time. And now if they don't get this cast right, I think that, I don't know, it might even be Kenya's last season. This season might be Kenya's last season if they don't get that cast together. Okay, it's very, you know, I don't envy anybody at Bravo. It's gonna be hard trying to satisfy the viewers of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then also making sure that they get a good mix of women in there that can put up some good TV. Okay, Now, I would actually be like, okay, if they was really gonna just go all out and be like, okay, let's do a retro type season. Yeah, I mean, I think that actually would have worked. Just for the nostalgic reasons of maybe everybody wanting to see a Nene and a Kim and a Phaedra and a Sheree and Kenya and Marlo, like to see them all together, that wondering what that dynamic would be. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be something that the fans would want to see or be interested in. Okay. But in the long run, I don't even know if I felt like that would be something that would sustain that show. Just the fact that they put all those people on there, because reality shows now is, first of all, you got to remember, if you put all those women back on Real Housewives of Atlanta in the way that they are in their lives now, and they remember when they were all on the show, everybody's life was different. They didn't have all what they had. They didn't have as much back then to lose as they have now. They weren't a household name. People didn't know them back then. Now they have way more to protect, which means that usually they're not as authentic or genuine as they used to be. You know, it's not going to be the same type of even setup, because now they're celebrities and they're on a show, and, you know, and they got to, so it's like the whole authentic feel of reality shows is gone, basically. Okay. And now they build up reality shows and create these shows and everything. And I don't know, we just would have to see what Real Housewives of Atlanta could create. Okay. But it would definitely be just a whole bunch of acting to me. Like, because, you know, and then they've all got huge egos, you know, and through Portia in there too. They all have egos now. So now they all have to deal with the egos of these women, who wanting to be the top spot, who's trying to vie for that position next to Andy at the reunion, you know, all of that. I don't know what's going to happen with Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kandi going to be fine, you know, and Kandi may eventually come back. But she going to be fine. I just wonder what's going to happen with the future of the show. Okay. And I've already told you guys that if anybody was to just come back to the show, the only person that I think would need to come back would be Portia. Nene, they are not going to bring, I just don't see them bringing Nene back. Okay. When you burn them type of bridges, like, what employer, you would be crazy to bring back that. Even if you felt like, damn, I really need them. You should know that, okay, if they burned you once, they might burn you again. So no. Okay. So I think that Nene completely just burned that bridge. And then somebody told me in my comments on Instagram that Nene is saying that YouTube has blackballed her now. I don't know what that means, you know, because YouTube, I think that she still has her YouTube channel, and I think that she's still able to put up her videos if she wants to, but I don't know if she still does because she was doing videos on her YouTube channel for a while, but I don't know if she does that anymore. But Nene's saying that she's been, if all these people truly have blackballed Nene, you know, like she said, because I'm not going to say that I do or don't believe Nene. I mean, it could very much be true. She can be getting blackballed in all these places. It seems like that might be really true because Nene can't seem to get a gig nowhere. I mean, the only time that we see Nene is when she is like, now they have her hosting for like different things for these different blogs, like Fashion Bomb Daily had her as a host for a fashion show. And I saw her hosting for something else for that Trina and Young Miami was doing or something. And so she's hosting and doing things like that. But I know that's not really truly what Nene wants to do. Nene wants to get on TV. And she's talented. She can act and all that. She's funny. So it's just like something has happened that nobody is trying to touch Nene. I don't know what Nene has done or said or who she done pissed off, but it does seem like the powers that be are not trying to bring Nene in. And I don't know what that's about. Even Carlos King, like, he loves Nene to death and he says that she's the star, you know, and that it seems like that's a no-brainer. You have somebody that has it all, create something for her. And even he hasn't, you know? So I don't know if it's because the people that are above him are like, nope, nothing with Nene. You know, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I do believe that Nene has because it's just amazing to me that she hasn't been able to find anything to do, you know. It just feels like a waste. She is a talent that should be observed, but she's pissed off some people. And she's kind of stuck in there, and I feel kind of bad for her. But she living her life now, and she look good. You can tell she's really marketing herself and trying to put herself out there. Hanging with the young girls, we see her in club spots and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, Nene. But yeah, but I think it's a good move for Kandi. Kandi has given everything, honey. We have squeezed every drop of juice from that fruit. There's nothing else left. Nothing else. Okay, so it's time for Kandi to go. And it's really she could have left maybe a couple of seasons ago. So, because this last season, we barely got her. And the whole time that we did have her, she was just sort of like tired or aggravated with her, you know, everything else that she had going on. So it wasn't even the same Kandi that we used to. So yeah, Kandi's leaving. Y'all tell me, who would y'all dream cast be? We say this, we talk about this all the damn time. Also, you guys, Jacquees has been out there in the news recently for a couple of reasons. First, he has a girlfriend, Deandra Sanders, which is Deion Sanders' daughter. And then he also used to date Drizzy, or is it vice versa? He with one of them, and he used to date one of the other ones. And now they fighting back and forth and shading each other on social media, kind of over him. And I was just like, who would have ever thought that anybody would be fighting over Jacquees? Every time I hear his voice, I just be like, I can't believe that this man has become like such a well-known singer that he has. But yeah, they've been going back and forth. So that story was out, and then we saw that Jacquees was quite upset because they was out in Dubai and he got into some sort of confrontation with Trey Songz. He was like, Trey Songz, he a bitch. He came in the club talking about rape. And then, you know, he even pulled out my dreadlock. Jacquees, there's so much of that story that you have left out. First of all, why are you even hanging out with Trey Songz if you know that he's a rapist? Okay? What you mean he came in talking about rape? You come in like, yeah, I just raped this lady yesterday. Like, you know, like, what are you even talking about? Okay? And then if he is this rapist that you know of, why the hell you hanging out with him? Is that the type of person that you want to hang around with? So now we got to look at you and try to figure out why you even hanging out with Trey Songz if he's this well-known rapist, and you know that he's a rapist. And he was just mad that he pulled his dreadlocks out. I was just like, he had the nerve to take a picture of him and post him. I was just like, all that behavior over there is just silliness, okay? Fool of fucking niggatry. And I was just like, okay, Jacquees. But yeah, he was quite upset about Trey Songz. He a bitch. I was just like, but he was fine up until the end, huh? We can't worry ourselves about Jacquees, okay? Him and that million miles a minute vibrato that he has. I can't even. And then lastly, you guys, your boy Tyrese. Tyrese say that he wished that he was Latino, because the Latino people stick together and the black people don't stick together. Okay, and my answer to that is then Tyrese go and identify as Latino. It's okay. We fine with it. Okay. If that's who you want to claim to be, you want to say that you're a dark-skinned Latino, then you can do that just fine. All right? Because the black people, is tired. And, you know, I understand what the sentiments of Tyrese. I understand it. It's not like we haven't heard black people say stuff like that in the past, okay? But that's all like surface talk. So yeah, you can say, oh, I wish I was a different this or that or the other. But there's so many things to take into consideration. The reason why black people act the way that they do, and the reason why Latino people act the way that they do. You got to start talking about socioeconomic standing and financial placing and education levels and, you know, generations of trauma and things that people have been through and all of that. That is the reason why black people act the way that they are. You know, there's systematic things that are in place that, you know, it's not just so simple to just be like, and there are plenty of Latino or Hispanic people or whatever you want to call it that will tell you that they got a whole bunch of fucked up shit in their culture too. Everybody has something that's fucked up in their culture that we could look at from the outside looking in and admire, okay? That doesn't mean that their culture is any better than any other culture. But if you decide that you want to go and be Latino, then be our fucking guest. Okay, his girlfriend is, I think he said his girlfriend is Puerto Rican. And, you know, he just loved the fact of how her Puerto Rican family do. Child, listen, ask them to take you in under their wing. Okay, as a matter of fact, go on and marry the girl. You marry the girl and then you will become an honorary Puerto Rican, I think. I mean, I understand what Tyrese is saying. Yeah, black people, we do have our issues in our culture, but I'm telling you, everybody does. And it's not so simple to just be like, oh, I wish I was somebody else. Okay? If you're not proud to be black, then I don't think black people want you to be black anyway. You know, even though you're going to always be black. Now, Tyrese going to be black for the rest of his life. I mean, we looking at Tyrese, we know he black. Okay? So you can say all what you wish you was. We looking at you, this is what it is. But if you have a problem with your own skin, then that's a problem too. Okay? At least accept the fact that you black. You in this. This is the club you in, honey. So, but if you want to go on, fine, child. Identify as Latino. All right, you guys. So that is it. Let me get on off of here. Like I said, you guys, this is the next day. I'm still trying. I'm tired. Like this week, you can see my face. My eyes are still puffy because I literally just got out of bed, brushed my teeth, put this wig on, and came out here so I can get this done. But this is my day off or my day at home. I'm still working from home, you guys. But just, it feels like a day off just because I ain't got to get on that road. So, I'm like, it's kind of discouraging because I had gave y'all that whole speech about how I'm about to really be like on this channel and I got all the time to do it and blah, 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 and all this. And I'm trying to reprogram my mind and put myself out there more. And now I'm back at work, you know, and it's just almost, it's hard to do that stuff when I have to be actually physically at work. It's hard to be trying to do this channel and work can be demanding, and then, you know, this channel also can be demanding, so it's a lot. And I'm trying now, I'm feeling like how am I going to, you know, the whole idea was to you know, anyway, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Like I said, God's gonna take care of it. I ain't gonna worry about it. And also, you guys, while you watching, many of you guys are probably pissed at me of my feelings about Monique. And even Mr. was like, Roxanne, you know, he loves Monique. And so he thinks that I'm hard on her. I don't dislike Monique. She's not my favorite. Let me not even lie. She's not my favorite. I will watch the Club Shay Shay interview eventually. I just don't feel like it now. But okay, it is kind of not fair to not watch the interview, but say you feel a certain way. You got to have all the information. I know all that, you guys. I just want Monique to, I just want the lady to be happy and have her life and, you know, showcase the talents that she has instead of everything else. So, y'all, anyway, that's it. I'm fixing to get this edited and up to y'all, and then I'm gonna work and get everything done and get my life back situated. The Super Bowl is this weekend. Y'all, who y'all going for? What team y'all going for? Of course, because this West Coast is the best coast food, it's going to be San Francisco in it's Rock's household. But really, those teams are neither Mr. or Joe's teams. And, I don't know shit about football. I just am watching for the excitement of it all. Of course, Usher, seeing him in the halftime show. In the halftime show, and then of course seeing Taylor Swift and all of that. It's gonna be hilarious to see all of the shit. They gonna be all over Taylor the whole time. So yeah, you guys all be safe out there. If you're gonna go to the Super Bowl parties, y'all already know your auntie always tell y'all be careful out there. Don't be drinking and driving and all that. Okay, and we gonna see everybody again. So let's see. I'm gonna try to get Tommy done, not Tommy, Raising Kanan, because I haven't had any spoilers, thank God. But I did see that people have been saying that the finale was really good, so I'm about to go watch that. And hopefully, if I hopefully can get it up to you guys tomorrow. If not, just Saturday. If not, it'll be up on Monday. Okay. All right, you guys, with that is in, let me get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.